Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Range Report. Strange times we're living in. We are in isolation. I'm up in the Sydney studio. We're going to cross shortly to Noel Harrod down in the Canberra studio. Noel, can you give us a bit of a highlight and an update on what our national strategy and how it's progressing?
Thanks, Mike. Yeah, an update on our national championships and Action Pistol World Championships. We've been discussing with the various states and territories and other stakeholders about what's the best course of action. We've also been taking note of what the governments have been telling us and the changing circumstances. We are reviewing all of them at this point in time, and we expect to have an announcement by the end of April when we should have better knowledge on what's possible, what's not possible. At this point in time, we would like to defer rather than cancel, but we'll see what happens.
That's fantastic, Noel. Social media, we're being very active on that. We've got a national joint committee working together. Give us an update there as well.
Yes, Mike, the Social Media Coordination Committee has been meeting weekly. All states, territories and PA are involved in the committee, working together as national cabinet, if you like, seems to be a popular word these days, to ensure that our social media campaigns are all coordinated. There's been some good successes so far. New South Wales now has a Facebook. South Australia's been sending out newsletters. Queensland's been running a virtual competition. And as PA, we've been running a webinars. We started last weekend and we'll be proceeding every Saturday, 3 o'clock on the East Coast, 2:30 in the Central, and 1 o'clock on the West Coast, a webinar. And this week we have Action Pistol. There'll be some film, there's some discussions. We have an expert panel. Cherie Blake, world champion. Craig Ginger, manager at CISC in Sydney and former national team member. Brian Blakey, I don't need to say who he is to Action Pistol people, a legend. It will be a great time and we encourage all of you to log on. One thing we want to make very clear is you can log on anonymously. We're not really interested if you don't want to tell us who you are. We're just interested in the questions so you can see it. So if you're worried about asking questions or logging on, worrying about security, there is no problems with the security. You can log on anonymously. Just go on the link. They'll be on all our websites and social media. One of the things I really did want to talk about was a cover picture challenge that we're starting, a competition we're starting at PA. It'll start tonight and it'll be on our social media platforms. Basically what it means is you post your best pistol picture on our Facebook or through one of the other social media platforms and then go and like the ones you like. The person with the most likes by 5 p.m. on Saturday will then become the cover picture, that is the background picture for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, for PA for 1 week. And we'll continue this week in, week out. If you don't win 1 week with your photo, put it on next week. Maybe people will change their minds. I'd encourage all of you to have a look at this. I'd also encourage all of you to look at your state and territory Facebooks, social media platforms, and send us your ideas. We want to know what you want us to do. We really want to help here, and we really want to get these webinars and all our social media campaigns going. An idea that was raised today and we're looking at is a quiz competition between states that would eventually lead to a grand final and have some prizes involved. This is something we're looking at very closely.
Obviously, Noel, that's great news, and we're going to keep our members up to date throughout the current situation. We all hope to be back on the range very, very soon, but we have been working on a What Match Is This series. We're trying to cover off all the different matches offered by Pistol Australia, and we recently caught up with Sergei Evgleski and Craig Park to talk about rapid fire.
We're here at Yarra Pistol Club today, and no shooting going on anywhere, unfortunately, as we've spoken about before, except for the police that you can hear in the background. And we're here with Yarra Pistol Club's own Sergei. How are you, mate?
Yeah, pretty good. How are you?
Now, Sergei, Serge, Sergey.
Yeah, everything.
Which one? What do you prefer?
Sergei. I like
Sergei.
Sergei.
It is. Yep. So I hear you tell the older people it's one thing, and the young kids just say Sergey.
Look, you know, every generation's different. Give them a bit of a different taste.
Yeah, rightio. Now, I see you got the lockdown beard going. Go the whole way, right through lockdown?
I might. It looks very bushy by the end of it, so we'll see what happens.
Finish up with a cracking handlebar mustache.
I could, but I don't think I could beat yours.
Now, last year, 2019, you did the University Games.
Yes, yeah. That was pretty crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, flag bearer. That must have been pretty great.
That was awesome because it was a huge Australian team, like over 100 athletes there, and like over 100 countries, and it was just like amazing. Stadium full of people.
In Italy?
Italy, yeah. Italy, in Naples there, and that was pretty crazy.
So we're on range 6, and you shoot rapid fire. Now, I don't spend a lot of time down this end of the range. I'm normally up the other end, you're down this end. We shoot quite different matches, different equipment. So I'm pretty keen to see later on. We'll have a look what's in your gun bag and what equipment you've got. Pretty keen to see that. But tell me what you like about rapid fire.
I like that it's quick. You do it straight away. You're good to go. It's a very different technique to all the other shooting compared to like air pistol and free pistol. You know, you've got multiple targets, multiple shots. Like anything can happen as well. It's timed as well. So you go in, do it in your timing, get out, and it's just a good, quick, easy, fun as well.
Yeah, rightio. And your main competition this year, was it Tom?
Yeah, probably Tom, Scott as well, and Bailey. Like all three of them are really fierce competitors. So like, you know, they're all a challenge.
And you're pretty good mates with them all?
Yeah, and that's it's not awkward or anything because, you know, we understand like, you know, what happens on the firing line. Yeah. Like we're competitors here, but outside of it we're mates. So yeah.
So I saw that final here at the Nationals last year at Yarra, and Fuzzy filmed that, Fuzzy Media, and it was pretty good to watch. I was impressed to see how it all went. So.
Yeah, that was a really good final. I was really proud of that, you know, national record and stuff. It was awesome.
Our equipment's pretty different, so I'm pretty keen to see what you've got in your gun bag and what sort of equipment you got.
Yeah, let's have a look. Let's do it. All right, so standard Pelican case, like every shooter. So I've got, I start wearing a visor in case it's a sunny day. You know, you always get the sun bounce off the targets and it really messes with your eyes. Like actually it does. So, you know, try to block off the sun. Got some towels there to protect the gun. I've got 3 guns here. I've got 2 rapid fire guns because, you know, you do a lot of shooting and if your firing pin breaks, you only get 15 minutes to repair it and you don't want to go through the stress of that. Yeah. So just pick up your second gun and go forward basically, and then later on.
Do you put them both through gun check at the start?
Yeah, put them all through gun check. They check trigger weight for both and you register both and then, you shoot with whatever you prefer.
Okay. What else you got in there?
What else I've got? Earmuffs, of course, you know, got to protect your hearing. Got my glasses. These are actually my mum's old glasses. Yeah, right. Never got my own. Just used mum's old ones, but you know, if it fits, it fits. Yeah. Like if it fits perfectly, covers my left eye obviously because you shoot out your right eye. So I've got that there. I've got my shooting diary as well, which is I think it's a pretty important tool to have for like elite athletes, especially in shooting. You just write in your notes about like how you felt during your shooting matches, how it all went. You do like reflections. I do like some drawings as well sometimes, just to help me like prepare for the matches. Because you know, obviously with Olympics, Commonwealth Games, all major matches, you need to, because shooting's such a mental sport. You know, it's all mentality. So you've got to really prepare yourself. Got a timer. I've got some tools as well, obviously. You know, in case anything happens. Got gun oil, which is I think pretty important, especially in cold weather. It's basically got all the essentials for shooting 101.
Yeah. You travel pretty light, no problems going through airports and things like that?
Nah, as long as you do everything correctly, as long as you're responsible, you know, fill out the right paperwork, do everything properly, you're all good, all sweet.
Yeah, a little bit different to ours, so yeah, good to see.
Yeah, I can imagine you guys will carry like kilos and kilos worth of stuff.
Yeah, even our ammo, we're limited to 5 kilos of ammo.
Is that a lot for you guys?
It's not enough.
Not enough?
We probably need 12 to 15.
Yeah, 5 kilos is a lot for us.
Yeah, and we've got holsters and belts and all different speed loaders, magazines.
Yeah, you guys are the whole package.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're pretty lucky to have it limited, but...
Yeah, it's good. So, rapid fire?
Yes.
I don't really understand that much. Tell me about it. What do you do?
Okay, so basically you have 2 halves. Each half consists of 30 shots, 35 shots with a 5-shot series. That's a sider series. Yep. Basically, you start off with 2 series and 8s, 2 series and 6s, 2 series and 4s.
4 seconds?
4 seconds.
5 shots?
5 shots.
5 targets?
5 targets.
Yeah, righty-o.
Yeah. So you do 5 shots on 5 targets in 8 seconds. You do that twice, and then you have a minute in between to rest. Do the same thing in 6 seconds, and then the same thing in 4 seconds. Yeah, right. The 4-second one's a tricky one.
Yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and that's what the finals are shot on?
That's what the finals are shot on. So in the finals, all of them are 4-second series runs.
So you're going from do you shoot right to left?
I shoot right to left, yeah.
Yeah, so we sort of do the same. When you set up, how do you set up? Do you set up on the right target or the left target?
So I set up on the right target, but I like to position my body in the middle of the whole range, I guess, because just to have like that good motion, just so I feel confident. But then I kind of align my body up on the first target, and then I move across.
Oh, so you line up on the first on the right?
First on the right side, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And then move across to the left?
And I move across to the left because that's just, if you're right-handed shooter, that's just where your body is naturally going to go.
Yeah, right.
So it's going to go towards that way. So
we tend to, or I do anyway, maybe I'm doing it wrong. We normally line up on the final target and then wind up to the other one, and then we sort of unwind to the last target to our natural point there.
And there are definitely some shooters around the world that do that. Like they go from left to right as like an unwind technique. Yeah. But I think the more modern day shooters and the more elite shooters will do the middle target or the first target.
Yeah, okay. Different position, I suppose. Your side on, one hand.
Yeah, so, exactly right. So everyone does it differently, but majority of the time it's middle or first target.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, rapid fire. So let's have a look at the guns that you use. We cleared this gun before.
Yeah, so obviously the magazine's empty and I've got a flag in there. So this is what we call the 25-meter rapid fire pistol, basically. So it's a Pardini gun. Gun is from Italy. Very good gun. Everyone uses it for rapid fire. Yep. It's the most popular gun, Pardini SP.
Lots of stickers on there from all your competitions?
Yeah, stickers are all from the gun checks are on competition. So I've got.
You take them off or just leave the good ones on?
Just leave the good ones on, trying to show off a bit, so obviously the grip my dad actually made. Dad's a grip maker, so he's made me this grip. He works for Beretta, a shotgun company, but he's got his own business in grip making for pistols and stuff as well. So if anyone ever needs a grip done, just give me a call. So that's basically what the gun I use. That's my spare gun. And then my main gun is the exact same model, basically, just a little bit newer. So we'll clear the gun as well. So magazine's clear. That's all good. So this is newer. It's just got a newer grip on it. A couple of stickers on it, but it's the exact same gun, just a bit newer in regards to the barrel and the actual age of it. Maybe it's like a year younger than this gun.
And what are they worth, mate?
I think it varies, but I think brand new they're all like $2,500 to $3,000.
Do you get sponsored by anyone for any equipment?
Yeah, so I'm sponsored by Ely Ammunition.
Oh, right, air pellets?
No pellets, 22.
22 ammo?
22 bullets, yeah, because that's what we use for rapid fire. Obviously, I had a couple of good performances in Com Games and University World Champs, and then they approached me asking, do I want to be sponsored? And they're the best ammunition brand, for rapid fire, because rapid fire is such an event where, because you do a lot of shooting in different conditions, you can have your firing pin break, you can have the ammunition misfire, and they're the most consistent, most high quality ammunition, and it proves it. They're really good ammo and they produce the results.
Yeah, and so besides your ammunition and your sponsor there, who else looks after you? Obviously the beautiful Yarra Pistol Club.
Of course, yeah. Yarra Pistol Club been so supportive for almost 10 years now. 20. Well, I was 13 when I started. I'm turning 23 this year, so 10 years. Yes, I was 13, obviously been a member of Yarra, they've been so supportive, and basically just the whole Shooting Australia, who are the shooting body of international shooting of Australia, and Pistol Australia as well. They've been super supportive. VAPA have been Victorian Amateur Pistol Association, they've been really supportive. I'm a Victorian team. And then, basically my family as well.
Yeah, and who coaches you? You get a few different coaches, do you?
Well, so it varies a bit. So I've got my parents, they always give me advice at home. They help me out a lot, but I think my main coach is Vladimir Golubovic. He's a national pistol coach as well.
Yeah, he's the high performance.
Yeah, he's the high performance team manager. So he's the coach and manages everyone on the squad. But because we both live in Melbourne, he comes down and coaches me as well.
Yeah. So his daughter is also on the Australian team.
Yeah, his daughter, Elena, she's obviously a very good shooter, World Cup winner, Commonwealth Games silver and bronze medalist. She's a very good shooter as well. So he coaches everyone, even interstate, he has conference calls with him and stuff. But he coaches us personally.
He's pretty good, isn't he?
Yeah.
I've seen some of the equipment that he brings here for you. Tell me about the hula hoop.
The hula hoop, okay, so obviously rapid fire, you're doing a lot of core movements because you're not moving with your arm, you're moving with your legs and core.
You don't get in there and...
So you gotta hula hoop it. It's a weighted one though, so it gives you a nice core ab workout, gives you a nice burn, and you just give it a bit of a hula hoop.
You seriously hula hoop for training?
I seriously hula hoop for training, yeah. That's how you get the six pack. That's how you get the six pack, Craig.
Rightio, got the slab.
Yeah, exactly right.
Okay, well let's see what sort of equipment you've got, and people that want to get into shooting rapid fire, let's see what they need. So can you show us your magazines and how you load the magazine? And
Yeah, of course. So this is the ammunition I use, Ely Ammunition. Great ammo if anyone wants to use it. So that's the stuff I use there. Basically, how you load a magazine, it's pretty simple.
What are they? How many rounds fit in there?
So 5 rounds fit in here.
Yep.
You can also do 1 round in the chamber as well, but it's recommended only 5 rounds because obviously 5 targets. So basically you pull this down and you pop the ammo in there. So basically just pull that little button down, slide the ammo in and it stays in there. And then you just load in 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then number 5. And then that's a full magazine right there. And then you just pop it back into the gun, pull the gun back, and you're good to go.
Semi-auto.
Yeah, semi-auto.
5 shots in 4 seconds.
5 shots in 4 seconds. That's the lift as well. So you got to be at 90 degrees and then go up, bang, 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 bang.
And how's it scored? How do you score? I've got a target here.
Yeah, so basically, you want to picture 5 of these targets going across each other. You do 60 shots in a match, so 2 halves of 30 shots. Basically, you come up, you shoot the middle of the target, bang, 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 till it's 5 shots. This here is an X ring here, so that's the best 10 you can get.
Right.
The more of those you can get, the better. This is a 10 ring. Obviously 10 rings is still good. You get 60 10s, 600, perfect score. I definitely don't get 600s. My last competition for Olympics selections have been 580s, which is good, yeah.
Low 580s?
Mid to low. So that's a good score. That's a World Cup final score potentially. The world record is a 594.
And, okay.
So that basically means that shooter shot 6 9s and 54 10s, basically. So this is what we have, is a 9 ring here. So for example, if you shoot, like I said before, if you shoot 1 9 and the rest 10s, they'll give you a 599. So that's kind of how you add it up. And basically, obviously, you want to shoot 5 10s every series. That's what you want to do.
Yeah.
But it can be obviously pretty difficult with the timing and stuff and the consistency of the shot. So you just got to do your best, really.
What are you thinking of when you're lifting the gun up? As you lift it up, what are you thinking?
Personally, I probably think more of technique and what I need to do. So I come up to the target, I'm like, pull the trigger. I have like a lot of key words for myself that I've developed. So for example, I say shoulder. So when I say shoulder, I know that my lift needs to be perfect into the target. When I say, for example, I say into, which means I need to come up into the target. I kind of picture that my sight fits here perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I say a lot of key phrases. It's like a psychology thing. It's just a very mental, because shooting is a very mental sport. So you've got to have a lot of mental support basically behind you.
Yeah. Chris Banfield on the Australian team for WA 1500, he sings songs in his head.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I've definitely done that. I've done that before. Like I've had like, kind of to distract you from your nerves, you kind of like have a song in your head, but everyone's obviously different. Sometimes when I've had a song in my head, I'm too distracted and I'm not focusing on what needs to be done. So it's very different, yeah. But that's a good habit.
Do you meditate in between?
I don't necessarily meditate, but I do some breathing exercises. So when I know I'm nervous, I'll hold my breath for a bit, about 15, 20 seconds, and then slow release, and it actually slows your heart rate down a bit. And just breathe in, breathe out. Not necessarily meditating, but I do have breathing exercises.
Yeah. Who's spoken to you about that? Has it been Vlad or Joe Kapitanov?
So I've spoken to everyone about that. Joe, Vlad. I've also have a sports psych at VIS, Victorian Institute of Sport, Mark Sparrow. He's really good. We chat on a regular now, and he's been helping me out as well. And just from my mum mainly as well, my mum and dad, because mum's got 30 years, 40 years of shooting experience.
Yeah. 5-time Olympian?
Yeah, 6-time Olympian actually.
Sorry, excuse me.
Yeah, how dare you? No, but obviously she's competed with pressure her whole life. So asking her advice as well, like the breathing exercise, she told me, and it's helped me a lot.
Yeah, well, adrenaline's the enemy of a precision shooter,
exactly,
isn't it?
Right.
So control your breathing. Yeah, good stuff. All right, mate. So let's pack up the ammo and you can show us how you're set up for your shooting.
Yeah, so obviously I pop this all here and then have it unloaded and safe. And I like to get ready my position without the gun just to feel how my body is and line myself up. So I put my arm down ready at 45 degrees. I close my eyes and then I lift up my arm into the target and open my eyes, and then I have my left eye closed. And if I check if my hand and arm is aligned with the first target, then I know I'm good to go. Because my body is all good and everything's all good. If, for example, my body was like a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right, I would adjust myself because, if your body's a little bit to the left, then you would lift up to the left side of the target. So you want to have your body aligned to the target.
No time to correct it.
Exactly right. So once I'm aligned, I'm good to go. I'll grab the gun, pop the magazine in. I'll get ready. I'll make sure my gripping is good. Because gripping exercise and actually gripping the gun properly is actually quite important, because if you grab it from different angles and different holds, I kind of put your sights off.
Yeah.
You might not have your sights in line properly, and obviously having a proper sight alignment is one of the most important things in shooting. So I'll have that ready there. Obviously have it facing forward to the range. Bring it down, same process as before. Bring it up to the target. They'll call attention. I'll bring it down. And then I'll lift up into the first target, fire the shot, and move across with my body like this. Bring it back to the first target. Hold it there for a bit just to reevaluate the shooting. And I'll pop it back down. Then I unload it straight away. Put the flag back in, hide the magazine out on the grip like that, just so the RO can see that it's all empty. Yeah. And then that's my whole process basically.
Well, it's a fantastic insight there into 25-metre rapid-fire pistol with Sergei Evgleski. The technology is brilliant, what we can do these days. We've got another webinar happening this Saturday.
And thanks, Mike. Yeah, on behalf of all of Pistol Australia, all our states and territories, everybody in the pistol community, please keep enjoying what we're trying to do. Send us your ideas, stay safe, and look after yourselves. And the Range Report will be back in 2 weeks, but the webinars will be every Saturday, and there's lots of other social media going on. Thank you.